Hello there, welcome to Disney Parks Addict. Today, we'll be taking a look at all the rides and attractions found at Universal's Islands of Adventure at the Universal Orlando Resort. The park opened in May of 1999 in an expansion to the Universal Orlando Resort, which also included CityWalk and 3 resort hotels. It features 8 themed islands, which include a mixture of Universal IPs, licensed IPs, and new original lands unique to the park. Although it had a rocky opening few years due to poor marketing, it has now gone on to being many people's favorite park at the resort. You enter the park into the Port of Entry Island, which along with guest services is also comprised of many dining and shopping locations. You will also be able to find the recognizable Pharaoh's Lighthouse that each night helps to guide visitors to the exit of the park. As you work your way anti-clockwise around the park, the next island you come to is Seuss Landing, which is of course based on the works of the popular author Dr. Seuss. The first attraction you'll see is If I Ran the Zoo, an interactive playground inspired by Gerald McGrew's Unusual Zoo. Younger visitors will be able to enjoy discovering all the strange and wonderful animals alongside all the slides, caves, and wet play area. Next is the flagship attraction of this island, the Cat in the Hat. This is a fun dark ride bringing to life the story of the popular book through a mixture of large sets, screens, and audio animatronics. Will the mess created by the cat and the things be cleaned up before Mum returns? Find out on this great attraction that is one of the most popular children's rides in the park. Right next to the Cat in the Hat is the spinning attraction, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, which is based on the book of the same name. You'll be able to control your own fish as you try to avoid the water sprays by listening carefully to the on-board riddle. Throughout the day, you'll be able to enjoy the musical show, Oh, the Stories You'll Hear, featuring all your favorite Dr. Seuss characters like the Grinch, the Lorax, Cat in the Hat, and Sam I Am. A storyteller will read one of the popular books as the characters reenact the stories. This is a great show and a nice change of pace from the hustle and bustle of the park. Next is the Carousel, a themed carousel where you'll be able to ride on some of the creatures found in the popular works of Dr. Seuss. The final attraction in Seuss Landing is the High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train Ride, which is an elevated monorail that gives a tour around Seuss Landing. There are 2 ride tracks, one will tell the stories of the Sneetches and the other will be more of a compilation of all Dr. Seuss's books. This is a great relaxing ride while taking in all the amazing sights and sounds of Seuss Landing. The island also features lots of unique dining locations, including the amazing Circus McGurkus restaurant and Green Eggs and Ham Cafe. The next island is the Lost Continent, which is themed to ancient myths and legends. It is divided into 2 sections, an ancient Arabian marketplace called Sinbad's Bazaar, and the Atlantis-themed Lost City. There was also a 3rd section called Merlin Wood with a medieval theme, but the majority of that area was taken when the Wizarding World of Harry Potter was added to the park in 2010. You'll be able to find the Mystic Fountain in Sinbad's Bazaar, an interactive attraction that tells jokes and will try to outwit anyone that tries to interact with it. Be careful as it has the power to splash anyone that it deems worthy. The only other attraction in the Lost Continent comes in the form of a special effects stage show, Poseidon's Fury. Join Poseidon as he takes on the evil lord Darkanon with the use of some amazing fire and water effects. This show has just recently reopened after a lengthy closure due to refurbishment. Go check out this unique attraction the next time you visit Universal's Islands of Adventure. The Lost Continent is also home to Mythos, which is one of the best restaurants on Universal property. This full-service restaurant offers Mediterranean, Asian, and American cuisine in a beautiful setting and has won many Best Theme Park Restaurant awards. We now move on to the most popular island in the park, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hogsmeade. When it was first announced in 2007 that Universal had struck a deal with Warner Brothers and J.K. Rowling to bring the magical world to life, the Harry Potter fandom went crazy. And when it opened in 2010, it exceeded everyone's expectations. Hogsmeade is so popular that it has gone on to be added to the Hollywood, Japan, and the newly built Beijing parks. And Diagon Alley, a totally new and unique Wizarding World, has been added right next door in Universal Studios Florida. This leads me to the first attraction, Hogwarts Express. Not only does this train transport visitors between the two parks, it also includes a unique storyline on both the journeys. As you head from Hogsmeade Station to King's Cross Station over in Universal Studios Florida, you'll encounter centaurs in the Forbidden Forest, the spooky Malfoy Mansion, and spot the night bus as it squeezes between buildings when you arrive in London. It is the perfect way to travel between the two parks, but you will need a 2-park ticket to ride this attraction. The main attraction in this land is Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, a motion-based dark ride. The queue line is fantastically themed to the hallways and rooms within Hogwarts, which feels like an attraction within itself. The ride will explore many different recognizable scenes from the books and films, and features a plethora of Harry Potter characters and creatures in a mixture of screens, audio animatronics, and special effects. This is a fantastic attraction that always has a long wait, so I would suggest either investing in an express pass or joining the single rider line to bring your wait time down. As I mentioned before, some of the Lost Continent Island was taken over by the addition of the Wizarding World, so some of the attractions have been redesigned or rethemed to fit the Harry Potter theme. The first is the Flight of the Hippogriff, which used to be known as the Flying Unicorn. This is a junior outdoor roller coaster where Hagrid will teach visitors how to fly a hippogriff. You will see plenty of theming throughout, including Hagrid's hut and the Forbidden Forest, as well as some great views of all the Wizarding World. In 2019, Hagrid's Magical Creatures motorbike adventure opened in Hogsmeade. It was the former location of the old Dueling Dragons roller coasters, which were renamed and rethemed to Dragon Challenge when the Wizarding World opened in 2010. But due to some on-ride injuries, the dueling aspect was removed entirely, which took away a lot of the draw of the attraction. It closed in 2017 and was demolished to make way for the new coaster. Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure has 7 separate launches, which makes it the roller coaster with the most launches in the world. It is also nearly a mile long, making it the longest coaster in Florida, and it had a cost of over $300 million, which makes it the most expensive roller coaster ever created. You'll join Hagrid on an adventure with lots of magical creatures on display. You'll see Fluffy, the 3-headed dog, some Cornish pixies, a centaur, and many more. This is a must-ride in Islands of Adventure, so make sure you get here early. Hogsmeade also features plenty of shopping and dining locations. You can buy a wand in Ollivander's, chug on some butterbeer in the Three Broomsticks, or try on some robes in Dervish and Bangs. The possibilities are endless. Throughout the day, you can watch one of the 2 shows. Frog Choir is an a cappella performance of some Hogwarts students and their frogs, as they sing familiar wizarding songs. And the Triwizard Spirit Rally sees the students of Hogwarts, Beauxbatons and Durmstrang perform dances to cheer on their classmates. Also, there are 3 different nighttime projection shows that light up the beautiful Hogwarts Castle throughout the year. The Nighttime Lights at Hogwarts Castle is the main show that celebrates the 4 houses of Hogwarts, backed by the legendary John Williams musical score. The Dark Arts at Hogwarts Castle sees Voldemort, Death Eaters, and a host of other cruel legions take over the Wizarding School, which begins in the autumn and over Halloween. And then in the winter months, the magic of Christmas at Hogwarts Castle brings ghosts singing Christmas carols, students building snowmen, and other wintry offerings. Hogsmeade has been a huge success for good reason, and even if you're a casual Harry Potter fan, you can't help but feel the magic in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. The next island is Jurassic Park, which is set after the events of the first film, where the park is functioning and includes thrill rides and discovery-based displays along with the popular dinosaur exhibits. We will begin with the classic Jurassic Park River Adventure, where you will go on a boat tour through the Herbivore Reserve before the boat is knocked off course, causing riders to come face to face with multiple carnivores, including a T-Rex. There is a huge drop at the end of the ride, and you will most likely get wet, but in the hot Florida sun, that is not too much of a problem. Next is Camp Jurassic, a huge play area for younger visitors to explore. They'll have lots of fun with the slides, climbing nets, water cannons, and much more. Within Camp Jurassic, there is another attraction, Pteranodon Flyers, a suspended roller coaster that flies you around Camp Jurassic at a nice relaxing pace, giving you an awesome vantage point of Jurassic Park and other areas of Islands of Adventure. This is aimed at younger guests, so adults can only ride this attraction if they accompany a rider under 56 inches. This ride can easily get long wait times, so you can make use of the virtual line through the Universal app, where you can reserve a place and return at a later time. While you wait, you might want to check out the Jurassic Park Discovery Center, where you can find a restaurant as well as an interactive play area that allows visitors to learn through various activities and mini-shows, including a small laboratory where guests can watch a baby velociraptor hatch from an egg. Although the land is based on Jurassic Park, all the new attractions that have been added over the last few years have Jurassic World theming, but Universal have yet to confirm if the whole island will be rethemed. You can get up close and personal with Owen Grady's raptor, Blue, in the Raptor Encounter. This is the perfect opportunity for you to get a photo with the popular dino. The final attraction in Jurassic Park is the newest in the whole of the Universal Orlando Resort, the amazing Jurassic World Velocicoaster. This launched roller coaster features 2 high-speed launches, a signature 155-foot tall top hat, 4 inversions, including the beautiful Heartline roll, and reaches a maximum speed of 70 miles an hour. This is an exhilarating experience and has quickly become a favorite in the coaster community. Along with being a great coaster, it also features perfect theming, with the velociraptors being present throughout the queue and the ride. This ride is definitely not for the faint-hearted, so if you enjoy thrills, make sure you ride the Velocicoaster. We now go from the newest attraction to the newest area in the park, Skull Island. This is the smallest area as it features just the one attraction, Skull Island Reign of Kong. This has a fantastically themed queue line where you'll be warned by a shamaness, as well as checking out some of the creatures from the island. You will grab some 3D glasses before boarding a huge safari truck as an audio animatronic tour guide takes you to a giant temple to look for a giant ape. The indoor section uses screens either side of the vehicle, which gives the illusion of actually being transported to Skull Island, surrounded by all the dinosaurs, huge bugs, and of course King Kong himself, as they battle it out throughout the attraction. At the end of the ride, you'll meet the huge animatronic of Kong, but don't get too close as he may not be in a good mood. The next island is Toon Lagoon, that feature 3 water-based attractions. The first being Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, a classic log flume ride based on the Canadian Mountie from the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. The ride system contains 3 drops, the last and steepest of which is 75 feet. It is a hybrid flume coaster that utilizes steel track to not only shoot guest-filled logs down the final drop, but under the water surface and over a bunny hill. Of course, you're likely to get soaked, but not as much as our next attraction, Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges. This is a river rafting water ride based on everyone's favorite sailor, Popeye. You will need to help him save olive oil from Bluto whilst careening through the unpredictably rapid waters. You will get very wet on this attraction, so I would suggest wearing a rain mac or riding this attraction earlier in the day to give you a chance to dry off in the hot sun. To add insult to injury, the final attraction in Toon Lagoon is Me Ship the Olive, a playground for children themed to Popeye's ship, featuring guest-operated water sprayers that can further soak those riding Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges. So we now come to the final area of Islands of Adventure, Marvel Superhero Island. And I know you're thinking, isn't Marvel owned by Disney? Well, yes, but the contract between Universal and Marvel predates Disney's purchase of Marvel in 2009. That's why Disney isn't allowed to use the Marvel name within their parks. The island features the characters in their comic book style, which helps to separate them from the MCU actors that most visitors are probably familiar with. The first attraction that you'll come to is The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, which is my favorite ride in the whole of the Universal Orlando Resort. This dark ride has a great mixture of 3D screens, practical sets and effects, as well as a really fun and exciting storyline featuring lots of Spider-Man villains. The same ride system has gone on to be used for Transformers the Ride over in Universal Studios Florida and the newly opened Jurassic World Adventure in Universal Studios Beijing, which just goes to show the popularity of this ride. The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man has also won many awards, including Best Dark Ride for 12 years in a row at the Golden Ticket Awards. There is a reason why many people love to ride this attraction, so make sure you join Spider-Man the next time you visit Universal's Islands of Adventure. Close to the exit of The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, you will get the chance to meet your favorite Marvel hero or villain in a special meet and greet throughout the day. You'll be able to meet Captain America, Doctor Doom, the Green Goblin, some of the X-Men, and of course Spider-Man. Talking about Doctor Doom, you can test your fears over on Doctor Doom's Fearfall. This space shot ride will launch riders up and down the drop tower as Doctor Doom harvests your fear to take over the world. If you're not too scared, you'll be able to see some amazing views of Islands of Adventure and the whole of the Universal Orlando Resort. Next is Storm Force Acceleration, a teacup ride where you team up with Storm, the weather-controlling member of the X-Men, and Professor X as you take on their arch-enemy Magneto. The faster you spin, the more energy you can create to defeat the evil mastermind. The last attraction, and by no means the least, is the Incredible Hulk coaster. This is probably the most recognizable ride in the park due to its size and its distinctive green track. This huge launch roller coaster will see General Ross perform gamma radiation experiments on subjects to try and transform them into Hulk-like creatures. The coaster features 7 inversions and went through a hefty refurbishment in 2016 that included new tracks and a complete new storyline. This is a great coaster packed with thrills, and dare I say it, incredible. If you haven't already booked your next Universal trip, then why not check out Undercover Tourist for some great deals on Universal and Disney hotels and tickets. And if you're watching from the UK, take a look at the amazing Universal and Disney packages that Virgin Holidays are offering right now. Both my affiliate links are in the description box below, so go check it out to see how much you could save on your next Orlando vacation. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing as I continue to make guides for all the Universal and Disney resorts around the world. Let me know your favorite attractions at Universal's Islands of Adventure in a comment down below, and why not check out this guide video for the park next door, Universal Studios Florida. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Disney Parks Addict.